Hello guys, this is Jad from Liquidity Hunters Academy. Today in this video I'm gonna discuss and break out a trade idea that we had here on the Nasdaq, okay, based on multi-time frame analysis. As you all know, price once moving search for liquidity. In an uptrend, we can see a high, a higher low, a higher high. Okay, in this case, we can see that from this high, we returned internally, cleared some liquidity before pushing higher and grabbing liquidity above this old high here. Okay, so in an uptrend, price moves from internal to external, seeking internal liquidity here, external liquidity above this high here, and so on. In a bearish trend, it is the inverse. But in this case, I'm gonna just show you this trade idea here. So price started from this fair value gap here. We had this first reaction on the monthly time frame. And then we pushed up, we cleared liquidity above these highs, above these equal highs here. And we had as well this fair value gap that got rebalanced. So the imbalance here was rebalanced properly. So after clearing external liquidity above these highs, price returned into internal liquidity being this fair value gap here. And then price pushed up again and cleared liquidity above this high here. Okay, so now I'm gonna use a replay tool to show you how we could have found a nice trade in here. So as you can see on the monthly, price grabbed liquidity above this high and then closed below it. Okay, like swept the liquidity at this level. This is why we can move to the daily time frame to check if we got a liquidity sweep and the shift in structure. So here we can notice that we got a liquidity sweep and then we did reverse from this low that created this high. We did reverse, but we didn't close below it, like shifting the structure to the downside. This is why in this case, all we can do is to move to the 1 hour time frame and look here. So on the 1 hour time frame, we did clear this level here. What do we have on the daily? On the daily, we had a fair value gap here, a small one, and a big one being at this level. As you can see from this fair value gap that I'm showing here, the 50%, the consequent encroachment is not yet filled, like barely price tapped into this zone and moved up. Since we got a sweep from this high, we expect a sweep from this low. And therefore we could find a nice setup here that could give us around 3, 4, 5, or 6 R and benefit from it. Okay, so here mainly we could be expecting price to retrace into the 50% of this dealing range. And as you can see, the dealing range equilibrium is exactly around the mid-level of the fair value gap. So going back into the 1 hour time frame, okay, this is the 1 hour. We can clearly see here that price took this level and closed below it, but we still have these lows intact, including this wick, and we have a 1 hour fair value gap inside this area. So price could most probably reach back into this zone. Okay, so coming into this leg here, this price leg, we can notice that from this high to this low, we need to find an entry above the 50% mainly, in order for us to be in a premium zone and open a beneficial sell position. Because whenever we need to short, we better be in a premium price. Whenever we want to buy something, we need to buy it at a discount. So between this low and this high, this is the 50%, and this is the area of our concern here. Okay, so what we can see here clearly is that we took this low as well. There was a sweep from this high to this high. So here we got a sweep. And therefore, we can adjust our range from here to here now. Okay, so looking into this area, we can identify a fair value gap here, like our first PD array. We can also identify this breaker, and we have as well this order block. Okay, so here we have the order block, we have the breaker, we have the fair value gap. Some people could select this as being the breaker, like from here to here. But I do always refine to the lowest level, especially that the candles are not consecutively put here. Okay, so the case was not very clear, like we do not have consecutive candles to take more than these candles here. Okay, so here's our breaker. I'm gonna write here breaker. Okay, and here OB, and here H1 PG. Okay, so since our bias is bullish and we would like to see price reaching higher levels and clearing up this liquidity and the one above it, we need to find a retracement below this level here, maybe to the 50%, or even coming into this mitigation here, mitigating price here inside this fair value gap. So clearing this low could also be a target. Okay, but in this case we have enough room and good risk to reward while targeting this low. So if we look here, we can easily find out that if we need to set a trade, we could take the trade from the order block or the refined breaker covering this high. Why this high? Because this is high resistance liquidity run. Price already moved above this. And since here we have breaker plus order block plus fair value gap, like 3 PD arrays, this could give a high probability setup for us. Okay, and therefore we don't want to see price moving above this high. So if we just set an entry here, of course our target would be somewhere in here below this line, like maybe a 6R. Let's put here this is a 6R, yes. Okay, so let's consider this is our trade, our entry from 1615, our stop here, and our TP here. Okay, so this is our trade, and what you can see here is that At this level, institutions started to put their sell orders, and this is like the smart money reversal after clearing liquidity and sweeping other liquidity on lower time frames. So our target now is here, and this is our trade that we took. Okay, so here, for instance, if we just play price forward, we can see that price found kind of support here, pushed down, created equal lows like low resistance liquidity run, i.e., this low was not able to take liquidity below this one, and this created a sort of trend line that price need to revisit to grab this liquidity from here and here. So this is our low hanging fruit, and this is where we need to take some partials and move our stop to break even. So if we just play price here, we can see that price tapped and reached TP. This is not magic, this is just pure technical analysis, moving from time frame to time frame, going back into the monthly to clear things out. As you can see, price moved from this internal liquidity, took external liquidity above this high, created this high, went back into internal liquidity, cleared this fair value gap, and pushed higher above this high. And this is where we move to the daily time frame and found that price now needs to retrace. Price needs to retrace, and therefore we have this fair value gap here that was lightly filled, let's call it, and the 50% of it was still clean, like untouched, unmitigated, unfilled fair value gap. So in this case, price will sweep at least below this low before moving higher, especially that we swept this level here. So since we saw a move here in this candle below the low that created this high, being the manipulation leg, okay, so here's our manipulation leg from this high to this low. Let me just use this, the standard deviations. Okay, so we can easily identify that price could reach 2 standard deviation from this manipulation lag, maybe 3, maybe. Even if we just look at prices from this manipulation lag, we can see that the 4.5 falls directly around this low. And the 2 could be a nice target here. Okay, but for this example, I'm gonna just remove the fib and move back to the 1 hour so you could understand what happened here. We cleared the highs, swept liquidity. So here we had our smart money reversal. Here we had our low risk sell in the market maker sell model. And here's our initial consolidation. Okay, so price needs to go below the initial consolidation, sweep it in order to get more liquidity prior to the up move. And now we are still moving down. So we took this high, we broke the daily shift in structure here that we marked before, and we ended up by this price action here. Since this high here cleared the high that preceded and broke structure as well, so our new range is here. Price started moving up, created a sort of equal lows, showing us our low-hanging fruit. Our entry was from this refined breaker or the order block, and price moved up and started melting, giving no chance for people to close their long positions, and kept on moving down until it reached this low here. And this gave us a 6 hour trade. For more content related to ICT and trade breakdowns, please do not forget to subscribe and follow my channel. I would like to thank Funded Next company, which is the leading prop firm in the industry now. Funded Next has very low commission, like $3 per lot for forex currencies and commodities, while they provide $0 commission on indices. Also, they provide most competitive prices in the market. They, their programs, let me see here, okay, their programs start from 6K up to funding $300,000. Their phase one target is 8, phase two is 5. They provide a one step or two-step challenge. The drawdown is on the balance. There is no time limit, and prices are starting from $60 up to 1K. If you would like to use some funds into trading, never use your own funds. Prop firms are here to provide you with liquidity, especially if you deserve the liquidity, i.e., if you pass the challenges and be able to show and prove to the company that you are able to pass challenges. They will provide you with the funds. For example, a 200K account, as you can see here, could cost 1K, $1,000 only. Okay, with this $1,000, if you just trade using your own 1K account and you make like 10% a month, you will grow your 1K into $100 only. Okay, while if you buy the funded and you pass the challenge, you will be able to trade using 200K capital. And once you make 10%, which is like a normal target monthly, you will be able to generate 20K instead of $100. This is why I always tell my students, do not use your own funds. Trade on your demo accounts. In case you believe you are on the right track and you can afford some money, go seek prop firms. And this is why I would recommend Funded Next. And I will be adding my special 12% discount on your first purchase in the description here below. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to follow my channel and Funded Next. And of course, there is also a coupon discount of 5% for your other purchases available in the description as well. And I will be giving away some 6K challenges for some lucky winners during this year. So be money, go back and look at the trade that we took here, at the analysis, and good luck in your trading. Love you all.